Mr. Original Influencer, Mr. Icon, Mr. Juno Award winner, Mr. Music. How does it feel knowing after 30 years what you did back in the day is so relevant now? It changed the way music was back then and is still influencing how music is changed today. How does it feel knowing that you have been an architect in that?
It's great to be included, the tapestry that has been woven in our city and moving on throughout our country. It took a lot to move, these mountains, and to be considered a part of that is it's bigger than flattery. It's it stays forever, and I'll hold that. I'll take that. If you say it, I'm running.
It's still going on though, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you up for an Emmy?
We were, me and
You were.
Kwame Damon Mason. We worked together with Washington Capitals over there in 2023, and we did a song for their Black History commemoration of the most Black players in the NHL to play for one franchise. And we put it all into a song. And in 2024, earlier this year, it was nominated. We didn't get it, but they can't take that from you, man. Your bio changes. You got to update the bio. Emmy nominated. That's a really cool one. Kwame was like, man, but if we had won, I know. It's okay. We're on the right path. Shout out
You,
Kwame.
you definitely are, and I love Kwame. When you think about all the struggles that happened back then, and I know for a fact that when on radio as a music reporter, trying to get interviews done with you and so many of the greats from back then, it wasn't easy because it'd be like, well, why are you putting this on? Why are you doing this? Why are you talking to this person? Now, in the last couple of years, people like yourself, you look at Julie Black, you look at Cardi, you look at Maestro. Now, suddenly, the flowers are being brought. The red carpet is opened up. Now your names are being put on walls and plaques and on the ground next to these big buildings of art.
Hmm.
What do you think it took to finally have the accolades being presented to people like yourselves today? Whereas back then, man, you're lucky to even get your nomination, let alone to be advertised or even shown on the award show itself on television.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say that it comes everybody and anybody in any lane of art has to pursue a level of or work towards a level of tenure, gaining tenure. So it's over time, the tenacity of working hard at your craft and truly enjoying it, and that showing over a decade, 2 decades plus, et cetera, et cetera. It is then a natural time for, as you call them, accolades or certain levels of recognition to come back around like a boomerang. It's with all due respect, it's time to come back. Now, if you got it in the first 2 years, and you fizzle out in 5 years, was that really some form of any kind of legacy or a long run? No. So can we say it's unfortunate that it took a lot of time for some of us to be recognized at this level? No, I just say it's logical. It works within a human capacity of growing with a product. It's we've become bigger than any one song we've put out. And that alone is, it's not easy to do, but when it comes naturally, it's a fun thing to do, and everybody gets to take part in that. So let's say it's never too late.
Yes.
Be optimistic, and the glass is always half full.
What's been the fun part through this journey? What have you enjoyed the most?
I like. I like production and working with people, you know. That combined with the fact that from very early, shout out Chase, my manager from way back then, uh, through the years, and now consigliere of sorts. Uh, we got a channel where we were plugged in. So when working with people, the excitement of saying of knowing that this is going to radio and guys like yourself are looking out for it and it's getting played literally 2 days after mastering. That's a fun part too. You know, it's almost like literally being plugged into the radio. I'm gonna play this, you know, and then starting from scratch is gonna do that. Lot, you know, it was cool and it is cool to be plugged in that way. Like it's fun to know that the potential of what's being worked on and what we've worked on always had a shot at hitting your ears,
Mhm.
you know, and then let you judge, you know, let you guys have fun with it and we all have fun with it. That's probably the, you know, the part, the most fun part of it for me.
But how do you think hip hop and rap has changed from when we were there together back then to
Mhm.
what it is now? Has the message changed? I definitely know the beats have changed.
Yes.
But has the message changed? Has the if we were to put hip hop in the dictionary, are there two different meanings from 30 years ago to today?
No. In the dictionary, it's still the same underdog music. It's music of you know poor people. It's the music of those who have something to fight against. You know, it's revolutionary music, and that will never change. The way that the stories are told and portrayed, and what is in style at the time, you know, changes. You know, and that has definitely changed. But it's still rebel music. You know, to put it quite simply. So if they say, well, hip hop is here to stay, but it's changed, it's like, well, it's still about the same fight, even though we might be talking more about this than we are that. It's still coming from people coming from places where it's a dream come true to be able to make it, because they're coming from hard pasts, you know, rebel music, you know, like the great rockers reggae of the late 70s and early 80s, you know, what Bob Marley was born of rebel music. So I hope people look at hip hop that way because then you can find times if you're more of an old school cat, find ways to enjoy some of the new sounds and you know what's happening because the message or the energy is still there.
Did you feel the same way when you decided to, which we're going to be talking about in this, I consider a legacy album that you're releasing? Were those same thoughts in your mind when you were creating this?
No, no, actually, this is you know this was pretty easy, I guess, compared to other projects I've worked on, solo albums, let's say, you know, where I'm working on it brand new. You know, for this one, you know, I went into the vault and, you know, just though not threw a bunch of ideas together. It was a mapped out um, piece of work with you know full of interludes to tie it all together. And you know, I just was given an opportunity to remaster it for today. Uh, most music that people hadn't heard yet and what they had heard already, you now start to realize that those songs were put out to be part of this album
Mhm.
at that point. And I don't want to date myself. I want, you know, I want to give the listeners a chance to, you know, find the years like, hold on a second. No, this couldn't be 20 years old, you know, dot, dot, dot. So it's not I wouldn't call it a legacy album. It's actually just a lot of fun and showing. It's not an opportunity to show another shot that I took at putting together a body of work the way that
Mhm.
I would like to do it and the way I'd like to hear it because I'm a fan first. You know, this is kind of a fan first album.
Then let's make this part official. What is the name of the new album? And as I like to ask, how does it represent you today? If there's anybody asking that question to that deserves to need an answer, it's you.
Okay. Well, it's called Bad Addiction, and kind of it ends up being kind of a blanket statement that covers the horizon, meaning anything and everything that we have to do well on this monopoly board that we live on. You literally have to be addicted to it, good or bad. The amount of attention that it takes to become a refined diamond under pressure takes certain levels of, there are other words for it, but I call it bad addiction because sound like some rock and roll shit. Pardon my French. The second half of your question, as far as what was
Representing you, representing you
representing
today.
today? Yes. Well, the
Yeah.
coolest thing about that is the opportunity again to show my multifaceted, the facets of my talent,
Mhm.
or things that I enjoy doing. And then some people say, okay, well, you got that, you got that, you got that, so you get to, I get rapping, singing, did most of the beats, and, just to be able to, I guess, to show that, is a good feeling. The opportunity to say, well, not really say it, just let people hear it. Be like, dang, he sing that hook too? Yep. Oh, did he do the beat? Yep. Oh, oh, it's a lot of on this album. That's a lot of fun for me too.
I was just gonna say, it sounded like you had a blast doing this.
Yes, good. No, you got it right. You got it right. And again, it's a fan first album, so you make what you want to listen to sometimes.
Mhm.
If you have the opportunity to do that, and I always try to do that, but when you finally get a whole body of work together and can pull that off, that's yeah, that's it's a great listen.
I know we're going into the end of the year, heading into 2025. Is
Yes.
there a chance that we're gonna see you performing shows representing the album? Any chance of that?
Oh, sure. I mean, next
Ah,
year, next year, and I mean, one cool thing is, again, once you put it out to the public and people are interested, the phone calls start coming in, and if it's good enough, and that's also a level of respect to the listener, because that trickles, up to promoters and sync licensors, and people want to get, wanting to get involved or have this music involved wherever they see it would fit nicely. And I look forward to that this time around as well, because it's all new material. Well, it's like 85% new material.
mm.
So the conversations are new. We're not having to talk about money or love again, or talk about hate runs deep again. All that stuff is awesome. But here comes another chapter. Again, a lot of fun.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to wait, look up the website to see when you start announcing shows.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. I don't. I don't. I don't. I mean, this year is because it is coming to an end. It's a nice time to relax with family and let the music marinate. Actually, which I kind of liked about this release date is it's holiday playlists.
Yeah.
Cool stuff to play, because you ain't playing Christmas music every day. Not every day. I'm just throw on the Sox album, or throw on the new Dre and Snoop. Just check. So it's cool to be in that mix. And then once next year gets to rolling, yeah, it's going to be fun working with promoters and putting it on live for sure.
I want to ask you an interesting question, and I want to make sure I word this correctly because I want to give the question respect and giving the question towards you respect.
Mm,
This year, 2024, I think we've seen the most positive and negative stories when it came to hip hop. And I think
mm.
you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to throw names out or anything like that, especially in the negative part, but there have been very much positive points to it. How do you feel, and how this year has been such a contrast to such a magnificent genre?
Uh, well, I mean, I don't want to sound shallow when I say this, but I mean it is part of the game. Hip hop is again not based on battle, but it's a very contentious uh, genre or just lifestyle. Period. Um, and the streets resonate, through the music strongly. So it's bound to happen. Just so happen this time, it's one of our greats, who is in it. A couple of our greats, one's in jail, another one, in beef, and it sucks, but it is part of the game. Um, and these guys are so good at what they've done. They're able to handle it at their best. So I wish them the best. So the negativity is one thing that comes with it. Now, does it affect me? I don't let it. Um, I can't say it doesn't, but I don't let it affect me. But my son is 24 years old, and his mother and I, my wife and I, we worry because that age group is, young black men is, endangered species, and it's all
Yes.
tied up into that bad energy that turns into this real quick, you know. So does it affect me? Yes. Well, personally, family wise, but does it affect me artistically? Unfortunately for them, I don't give a fuck. For those out there, peddling what they're peddling, and they could choose whatever style of music they want to do, or how hardcore they want to get. I don't care. I'm not in competition with that. I'm not in competition with anything uh, in on this planet when it comes to music. I'm in competition with myself. So it gives me the freedom to evolve and enjoy music, everybody's music, um, objectively and fairly. Um, I hope that answers your
That no,
question.
that definitely answers it. One more question before we wrap this up, because we are talking about the holiday season. Can you
Yes.
tell me what your favorite either holiday moment or your favorite Christmas gift that you got as a child?
Holiday moment. Actually, we did. It's every year. It's the dinner and the breakfast. The ackee and saltfish, and then
Oh,
the full out dinner.
you just
with
my mouth just started watering, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. With my family, with my wife, my son, and we go see extended family, and the music. I can't wait to put on, Jacob Miller's Christmas album. You know what I mean? Like that is it's a tradition. It's unwritten, and it's
Mhm.
just what we I look forward to, every year. That is the present. That's the present. As long as we get that for each other, in my family, we have a great one, and I wish you the same. It's very easy to do. You just got to make
Yes.
sure you got a good hand and get in that kitchen. Get it together.
So it's funny. Melanie, Fiona, and I we were talking, and we were talking about pepper pot and for the holidays, and it's a great conversation that we had. If you could get a chance, check it out. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, there are certain things that have to be done that just keeps that tradition going, and it
Absolutely.
truly is the favorite moments of Christmas and the holidays. My brother, I'm gonna let you go. I want to say congratulations on 30 years of excellence. I want to say thank you for all the years for the interviews that we have been able to do and continue to do. But more importantly, thank you for representing the way you have over the years, and your representation has always been truth. So thank you again for that.
Thank you, sir. Rudy, Mr. Blair, we will talk again. I look forward to circling back around, and thank you for this opportunity to chat. More to come.